This is one of the very few times that a Fortune 500 CEO has been caught up in the Me Too movement. It's been complicated, obviously, much more by the fact that he just signed about an 80-page contract last year that defined very clearly whether he could be fired for cause or whether he could leave for good reason. One would result in him getting nothing. The other would result in him getting around $200 million. Obviously, the CBS board and the CBS outside investigators are grappling with that now. Did he violate any of the CBS rules and regulations and company policies? The story that I described with him assaulting more or less a doctor who he went to see to treat his diabetes happened in September of 1999 when he was CEO of CBS Television. I don't know whether that's covered or not by his contract. Don't know whether the other allegations that were made in the Ronan Farrow pieces are outside of the contract. So, I mean, there's still a lot to negotiate here, but he is definitely out. It's definitely not consistent with the persona that we all thought that we knew about Les Moonves and that he portrayed in that interview that you just showed.
Bill, is this going to change anything about the way boards choose CEOs? Is it going to change anything about the way boards continue to vet CEOs? I mean, we've had a number of prominent people taken down by these allegations or evidence of bad behavior.
Well, what there should be is a new clause in any employment agreement to make clear if there are bona fide allegations or provable allegations or of sexual assault or sexual harassment, that defines cause for firing and makes it clear that there will be no severance payments upon being relieved of duties. I mean, what makes Les Moonves' contract so complicated is that there don't appear to be a policy like that. I think we're at an inflection point where this is going to be part and parcel, or should be part and parcel, of every CEO's contract now going forward.
Bill, I'm taking a look at shares of CBS right now. They're down about 3.5%, almost 4%. I mean, on Friday or the end of last week, when it looked like we had, when we had these reports from David Faber that we could have some resolution around all of these uncertainties around the company and also National Amusements, it had traded higher. The fact that it's lower today, I can't help but wonder if there is a concern here that as we get more and more of these reports, as these investigations within CBS are carried out, whether this is a company that is now potentially open to lawsuits, both from shareholders and potentially from some of these women. And I guess sort of what the statute of limitations is on that, given the fact that some of the other examples we've seen in this Me Too movement have led to things like criminal investigations.
Well, first of all, I think there have already been some shareholder lawsuits regarding the CBS stock price. I think part of the reason that the stock went up on Friday was because it appeared that the resolution was coming, the overhang would go away. Now that we've seen what the resolution is and that there may not be any M&A activity in CBS stock for a number of years, certainly no recombination with Viacom for a number of years, that means that it's going to have to sort of exist on its own. Joe Ianniello was Les's designated number 2. It's the person he wanted to take over from him. Don't forget, Les was 68 years old and was bound to be retiring soon anyway. So it does speak to a certain amount of continuity, but he's also untested. He's not Les Moonves in terms of being a leader of a media company. So, it's the normal vicissitudes between the anticipation of the news and the actual receiving of the news. I think CBS will be fine. I mean, it's obviously having a great week between its CBS News programming in the last few days, and of course with Fear coming out, Bob Woodward's new book, which is Simon & Schuster, a subsidiary of CBS. I mean, that's going to be a rocket ship. So, it's not all bad news at CBS, and I think investors are kind of grappling with where the company goes from here.